Hey, John Saunders with Proactive here in Greenville, South Carolina. I wanted to give you a video about the Downstream Injector bypass. This is not a new idea, but we've got a little bit different design. There's a couple of designs out there. The first design is on the left here. It's what we've been using for a long time. It was first introduced by James Faulhaber, had produced this as a solution for not having to remove the downstream injector to get full flow when you want to use your surface cleaner or need your wand with full flow, which was a great solution. Michael Chrysley's done some update videos showing you the pressure differences that you'll get by bypassing it. So here's the original design, and like I said, the purpose is I want to show you a new design that we've been using. So if you're new to this, there's the old design. You can pick up that complete design in a package from pressuretek.com, pressuretek.com. It's about 85 bucks. Comes complete with everything you'll need. And then we've kind of got our own design here. And the reason and the two things and the difference in the design, as you'll see, is in the original design, when you start to the straight line, the 90-degree straight line here, goes by the injector to pick up soap. And in order to get full flow, you're having to turn 90 degrees. So your full pressure, full flow goes around the whip line here, goes to a 90-degree and a 90-degree. So what we're actually doing is our full flow is using the straight line, and then we use the 90 degrees bends and the T's to pick up soap in our injector. Takes a little bit less stress off, but also we believe we get better flow by less resistance on the 90. So here's the parts you would need to do that. Just we're coming from our pump on the left hand side here, and what you would get right here is a T. We are actually going to repurpose our T's here. They only have about 100 hours on them, so there's not much. And so we'll take those apart and repurpose our T's. But we are actually using a different couplings here. You're going to need a 2-foot whip line. And one thing about the whip line is one end of the whip line is a solid end. It doesn't rotate or move. But the other end actually swivels. And you'll be able to have that to be able to tighten it down on the T's. Once you get one end tight, you can't tighten the other end unless one end swivels. Then as it continues straight here, it goes through the ball valve, continues straight. So when the ball valve's open, we get full flow in a straight direction. When you close the ball valve, water is then diverted through the whip line and then comes into your injector, which picks up. Now the injectors are specific to the gallons a minute machine you're using. So if you're using a 4-gallon a minute machine, you'll have to purchase a different injector than if you're using an 8-gallon a minute machine. But what happens here is we create a Venturi system. As you can see there's a small orifice in there, and the soap is picked up from this from the side port off of the T. As water flows through, it pulls soap in. But because there's a small orifice in there that really tightens down, you can't get full flow. We can come back up in the T. So the general idea is that instead of the old design where they go through a 90-degree and another 90 degree to get full flow, we get full flow through straight, and then we pick up our soap through the 90 degrees. Let me get some of this assembled and I'll give you an update. Okay, the bypass is now assembled. As you can see, the design we talked about where we use the straight line from the input side to go straight across and we go straight across. We come around the whip line to pick up soap. A couple things I do want to mention. We use these quick connect couplings, and yes, you could assemble it directly. In other words, you could put the T's directly onto the bypass, the T's directly onto the ball valves, or the T's directly onto the bypass. But in the field, sometime you need to disassemble this, and time is money, and so we go to the extra way just to put some couples on there. It's easy to unclip, pull it out, stick another one in, or just unclip it and remove it from the system without having to stop and do some major maintenance. The other thing you'll notice is we move in the same direction with all of our stuff on our trailer. So we have a nipple, and then the nipple moves to a socket. Once again, there's a nipple which moves to a socket, nipple to socket. We keep moving that direction so that if we do need to remove anything, we can. And the last thing with the bypass, I mentioned that they're specific to 8 gallons a minute or to 4 gallons a minute. And but what you'll also notice is that they have a direction to them. So we do get people to comment and want to know, hey, mine's not working, and the first thing you need to check is the direction of flow. They have to be moving in the right direction of flow. So we'll get it installed on this system and let you see what that looks like.
So now that we have our downstreaming fully set up and attached to the trailer, I want to show you guys how we finalized that. So this is how we secured it to the trailer, just on the side here. This line is coming from our 4-gallon pump. And first it goes to this ball valve. And so this ball valve decides whether we are downstreaming or not. For pressure reasons, the straight line gives us the most pressure, best water flow when we are not downstreaming. And this will just go straight to the hose reel. Now when we are downstreaming chemical, we'll close this ball valve, which turns this bypass. This bypass will go this way through the venturi valve, which will pull chemical. This line just goes to a little micro ball valve down here. On one side, we have a hose that goes to our 20-gallon chemical tank to pull chemical to downstream, and you can see more details on that in our tank video. And on the other side, it goes straight to our water tank, and this allows us to flush the venturi valve and the whole line at the end of the day to prevent corrosion and things like that. I'm Logan Saunders with Proactive Power Washing in Greenville, South Carolina. Please subscribe and comment if you have any questions.